Hello everyone, Mark here. Welcome back to my garage. It's been a long time since I've said that phrase. I don't know what to say to you peeps, but yeah, it's been a long time since I last had the company of yourselves here in my workshop. So yeah, my apologies for the rather large semester, shall we say. This one, it's very simple video. It's kind of to help me get back into the swing of doing YouTube videos again. I'm just making a little adapter to go on the end of a soldering iron that will be used to heat set some threaded inserts into a 3D print. It's for a friend of mine. So yeah, let's bring you over to the lathe. I've already got a bit of stock in there sorted, got some previous machining on it, so let's see if I can make use of that bit of bar to make the adapter, shall we? So as you can see, I've just got a bit of hex bar in here. I already started machining it, as you can probably see from these flats being partly rounded on this end here. I've already got the end worked out. Now what I'm trying to make is just a larger version of this. You see this one only goes up, I don't know if you can make it out, it's actually written on there. M8 is the maximum size of insert this one can fit. However, my friend wants to be able to fit that one, which is an M10 threaded insert, and yeah, I'm sure a few chaps know the frustration of having that feeling. So basically, I need to recreate this, except I don't have any brass bar, rather, that's this size for doing it. However, this bit of hex bar is the right size to be able to get the corner to corner dimension inside this circle. So it's about the same size, which is fantastic. So I'm working on this part currently, so get this bit machined here down to the correct diameter that I want, which I have already worked out to be 7.8 mil is what I need for it to be a nice sliding fit to account for thermal expansion as it goes into the internal diameter of the M10 insert. So let's turn the machine on and let's start making some chips, or as we say in the UK, let's make some swarf. Engage the power feed. And it helps if you actually put a cut on. Don't mind me, I'm only slightly insane. Let's give that a measure, shall we, and see where we've got to. Tell you what, let me use another pair of calipers to do the measuring so I don't lose my position where I am currently. Let's bring in, as soon as I have about 300 different pairs of calipers, let's get a measurement on this. Now it's only going to be a rough measurement, I don't need absolute precision with this. Currently, we are at 7.8, I would say. 7.88 is what I would say we are currently. Now I'll make use of my other ones that I've got preset to the size I want, and we'll just see if that fits, and it does not fit quite yet. So let's take another 0.1 cut and let's see how we go. Once again, this doesn't have to be a tight tolerance, it just needs to make sure that it can be a sliding fit inside the threads. have a look at that, shall we? Let's see how that does now. Now that's slightly smaller than I wanted, so let's see how far we are away from what I wanted. 7.6. So we're at 7.6 currently, according to this, is what I can measure. Now, that's not too bad. Let's try, see how it fits inside this, shall we? Let's wind the carriage back. It's the one downside with this Emco lathe is that there's no like rapid traversing of the carriage. Let's see how this fits into there. Now there's some slack in that. Let's see, we want to be set in one of these two ways. That, I mean, there's some slack, but there's not as much slack as there is with that. I'm not so sure, guys, or gals, I'm not so sure. Beauty is, this piece of bar that I've got to work on is about that long, so if this is wrong, I can just lop the end off here and do it all again, because as I said, I know this doesn't need to be high precision, but it also needs to be a little more precise than that, methinks. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to machine, I'm going to cut this end off, and then I'm just going to do it all again. So let's do this next bit in fast forward so you can watch my my shame and misery as I have to turn off or cut off all this that I've already done. Okay, I've got that my shame marked or cut off the end now, so live and learn. Right, basically I just have to repeat what I just did, but with a better fit. So that is a nice faced end now. I've faced that end. I have the depth set, so let's make a mark on the shaft at this length. I'm going to make it ever so slightly longer. Right there would be grand. So let's put it there. There we go. Alright, let's get a touch off. Give me a cut just to clean everything up. And away we go. Okay, right, let's take 0.1 because I know I need at least that much. let's give this a measure and see where we're at. So let's do it from here. Let's see what we've got in here. So the dimension I have here is 7.9, give or take. So 7.8 is going to be a good size. So I need 7.9, and I am currently eight points something, about 8.1. So I need a total right now of 0.2 taking off this. So I'm going to take 0.1 again, and let's take another pass. Right, the bit that hasn't quite cleaned up, let's give this a test fit actually with the part itself. No harm in doing a test. You see, so now that fits on there. That's really odd, that shouldn't have fit on there now. I think the markings on this cross slide aren't correct. I'm wondering if the markings on this are reading the opposite of most lathes. Yeah, the reading in what's the word? Reading diameter rather than tool advancement. So, seeing as that fits with a good amount of play, what I want to do is tidy up that radius on there and give it a nice sharp edge. So I'm not going to change my cut depth. Just going to bring this in. I'm just going to have a spring cut all the way across. See if it cleans up any more of that bit that it didn't catch. Barely making anything off there, you can probably see. Okay. That's not bad, that's not bad. Okay, that bit I'm happy with. Let's see, next step. I just want to put a chamfer on the end of that. I like saying chamfer instead of chamfer because it annoys people in the UK. So, where are my chamfering tools that I want to use? Let's just use it with this tool and turn it. It's going to be just as easy. I know that it's not a true cutting edge on this for doing that, but I'm not working in like 4140 steel right now. It's nice. That's not sharp at all now. Fantastic. So next step now is to work out the length that I need for represent this section, and then part it off at that length, because then I've got to chuck it back up, drill and tap that hole. Okay, after doing some measurements, what I need is a 11mm, so I want to give it some clearance for facing the end off. So I'm going to give it, I'm actually going to give it a whole mil extra. This length is not critical, so total length of shoulder from that shoulder is that. So I need to pull the part out a bit further, which is fair enough. This doesn't need to be in any way concentric, so let's pull this out a bit further, shall we? Let's see, is that enough? Yeah, that's grand, that. Lock that down. Let's bring her in. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. And there we go, that's our location. I'm going to lock the carriage. Now we'll just wind this in by hand to see, make sure I'm not going to collide with anything. Cross slides clear. Okay, let's part this off. Wonderful. Now this tool leaves a little dome on the end because it's technically a form tool, but it works well for cutting as a parting tool in this little lathe, so that's amazing. So I'm still a little annoyed that I couldn't quite get that diameter with these two flats in it. However, I can't take it any further, otherwise I would lose that nice fit. I don't want to lose that fit, so excellent. Right, I will get this part chucked up in the lathe the other way around, and we can face it to length. Okay, let's get this parted, faced rather, shall we? Right, let's give this a quick measure. Yeah, still got a little bit to go yet. Let's try taking another. Yeah, I've got a couple more cuts to go with this yet, so I'll put this bit in fast forward. Well, we're to length now, which is fantastic. We're lovely on that, so amazing. Right, next step, I'm just going to chamfer these edges here. Again, I'm just going to use this tool because I don't actually have a proper chamfer tool for this lathe. Really need to make one at some point, but let's do that. There we go. Lovely. Just touching onto the radius inside it. Gives it a nice finished look. Okay. Next step now is to drill and tap the inside of that. Okay. Let's get this centre drilled. Now the size of this, I think probably a number 2 centre drill would be the best. Again, I'm going to be using this mainly just for spotting purposes anyway, not for a centre. So number 2 should give me a decent sized starting cone for me to get the drill to start. So let's get this in here. In my rather nice little ROM chuck. Let's bring that up close. Lock that down. And away we go. There we go, like I said, just a centre spot really, just to make sure that it's, well, on centre. Okay, let's get that out of there. And now I need to work out what size thread it is actually in there, because I'm actually not sure. So let's pop my centre drills away. By the way, I use a high quality Dormer set of drills. In fact, whenever possible, I like to use Dormer. I've got a full Dormer drill set of stub drills as well that I am probably going to be using for this. So I know a lot of you can't afford Dormer, and that's fair enough. Personally, I run a business out of here, so I like to make sure I have tools that will last me. So let's figure out what this thread is in here. Now, let's see, let's measure the size of the bit that it screws onto. This is the bit that goes into the soldering iron itself, and then the adapters all screw onto the end of here. Now, let's have a measure of what this size is, and it'll give us a rough idea as to what I'm aiming for. So that is just under 5 mil, so I'm guessing this is probably 4.8. Yeah, it's approximately 4.8. So yeah, this is an M5. I'm guessing an M5 thread on the end of this. Let me find an M5 nut. No, I've got one here somewhere in the shop, and I will test that hypothesis of mine. Okay, I have confirmed it is M5. Hilariously, the first nut I could come through is a wing nut, but as you can see, that thread's on there, no effort at all. So yes, that is indeed M5. So I am going to be drilling this tap drill size for M5, which is a good question actually as to what that is. I believe it is 4.2 mil, if I'm not mistaken. Should be the tap drill size for M5. And I just so happen to have a 4.2 mil, because the beauty of this Dormer set that I've got is that the I don't know if you can read that, but yeah, the set includes multiples of different sizes, but some that are quite handy is that it has 4 different bits that are for common sizes. So it has a 3.3 for M4, a 4.2 for M5, a 6.8 for, that would be M8, I do believe. But either way, it's some common sizes, so a 4.2 should be just nice for this. If not, I can always open it out again. Best to start small. So this is a stub drill, so it just gives me more reach. Let's get that loaded in here. Now I need to work out the depth. Now let's see what the depth of the thread is in the insert in this one. So the depth of thread. There we go. So that'll be to the bottom of the drill cone. And we are looking at 8mm. There's a lot of 8s involved in this piece. Yes, that is 8mm. So let's put an 8mm mark on here so that I know how deep to drill. Swing that back so I've got some space. There we go. Perfect. So let's drill our hole that deep. You probably can't see that Sharpie mark, I'm not sure. It's just there. Actually, yeah, you can see that on camera. That's good. I was concerned. Right, let's bring her up. Get this. I mean, technically, I could actually measure it. There is a dial on the quill here, but let's do it this way instead, shall we? Now I know I should have a dedicated drill bit really for this size and for in brass, because obviously I know brass is grabby and is supposed to have a neutral rake on it, but that should be the size we need. That should be to depth now. So that is amazing. So that is now nicely drilled, ready for tapping as an M5 tap. Now I have a tap set just off camera. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to figure out how to actually mount this in here to use the center line with a tap follower. That's one design flaw with this lathe, is that it's, well, I can't say design flaw, it's not meant to hold massive capacities of things. So but yeah, as I was saying, for brass and bronze, you should not have a sharp drill bit because it grabs and can risk, if you haven't got good strong hold of your part, or you loosely held in the Jacob's chuck or screws, whichever, it could grab and pull, twist, damage your workpiece, break your drills and all that lot. So with brass and bronze, your best bet is to have a neutral rake tool. The way you would do that on this basically is take a stone and just flatten that out there, and the same in the other flute, because that way then you would have a very neutral rake tool. It would be completely flat. I believe these are positive rake, I'm not sure. Time to tap. Now I'm having to do this a bit in an awkward way because I have a dead center in the tailstock pushing against my tap handle, and it's sort of works. It's a bit of a funky setup, but let's see if that is to depth now. I highly doubt it is, but we will see. Blow that out. Let's give that a test. Okay, so that does start to thread in and gets in about that far though, so let's see if I can tap it a bit more, shall we? I think that's about as deep as I'm going to get. I'm fairly sure I'm on the base of the hole now. That's what it feels like anyway. Sadly, I do not have a bottoming tap for M5. I don't know why, but I don't. I must get one actually. Yeah, didn't get that many threads in that. I mean, he gets a pretty fair way on. And it's not that much run out on that either, so that's pretty good, that. I just don't think I've got any way of doing it any deeper, unless what I do now is just drill the hole deeper, because I have got plenty of meat to work from. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll put my drill bit back in, drill the hole deeper, and continue the threads. Okay, let's drill that deeper and put the tap back in there deeper now. Let's see how she fits. Let's see, seems to screw in there nicely. Up to the shoulder, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's a lovely fit, that. Amazing. I declare this part DUN done. Almost, actually. I'm going to put the drill chuck back in and just touch the end of that with a countersink chamfer bit, because well, I don't want anyone to cut themselves on the end of the hole, especially not my mate. He's done a lot for me. He's a good chap. He's a very good friend, and he helped me out recently when I had a personal loss. He helped me out a lot, so yeah, anything I can do to make sure he's safe, the better. Just a simple countersinking deburring bit, just fits in there nicely. Don't mind that, it was just the plug for the lathe falling down, because I unplugged it while I was working on it by hand. Always good safety practice, that. Never have your hand manipulating stuff while it's plugged in. Let's bring that up. Let's plug it back in. I can get it to go in the hole. That's what she said. Just make sure that's clear. Yep. And that should do it. Yep. Lovely and smooth hole there now. Nothing wrong with that at all. So that should be that. I don't see anything else needed on this now. That should be this part for him done. Well, that was it. Like I said, a really simple video this time. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too big, complicated. Still managed to screw it up, like, but never mind. All's well that ends well, am I right? Well, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did like this video and you want to help me out, please do give me a thumbs up. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. And, you know, if you like my content, you want to see more, stick around and press that subscribe button. And click then the little bell symbol to get notifications for when I upload my next video. I promise it won't be as long as last time. I promise. Ah dear. Life, eh? It gets in the way all the time. Right. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. See you next time. Stay safe. Cheerio.